phony, and totally weird. Gavin's hands. It's time for Gavin's hands.
The notion of agency, that we're not bystanders in the world. It's decisions, not conditions, that determine our fate and future. And that fundamental notion of agency, I think, is important more broadly. And I think that goes to some of the issues around, victimization. And I see a lot of that, respectively, on the right, increasingly, even with Trump often approaching things from that.
Gavin Newsom walks in like James Bond, minus gadgets, plus a gallon of gel. Then Tyrus steps up, built like a linebacker, dropping truth bombs, so hard even Wi-Fi stands at attention. This isn't just a takedown, it's a roast so sharp Newsom might need stitches.
Tyrus?
What I saw, what it looked to me like he was negotiating with a deaf prostitute.
Period of issues. I was just talking to Josh Green, the governor down in Hawaii, who had some ideas around some land use concerns he has around speculators coming in, buying up properties and the like. So we're already working with our legal teams to move those things forward, and we'll be presenting those in a matter of days.
Smash that like and subscribe. You don't want to miss this. California sold as a postcard of America. Sunshine, beaches, and Hollywood dreams. But peel back the cover, and it's less paradise, more Netflix documentary gone wrong.
Go back and watch the tape.
Yes!
He literally goes, I want some of this, then you do some of this, and I'll do some of that back to you, and then we'll do this, and then I'll pay you, and then we'll do it again.
True.
And then she kept saying, no. Okay, how about this? You do this one first, then we do this one, then we give a little back and forth.
The streets, straight out of Mad Max taxes, a penalty for existing. People, sprinting for the border like it's the Olympics. And in the middle of it all, Gavin Newsom, rocking GQ looks, shampoo commercial hair, and the confidence of a man who's never pumped his own gas.
Tyrus, did he leave out anything? I think there's about 100 other reasons, too.
Well, it's not his words when he speaks.
Yeah.
You have to watch him closely. And some genius decided not to film him any lower than the shoulder.
Yes, did you? Yes.
So what did he do?
You couldn't see the hands.
No, but he sent Morris.
Newsom talks like he's auditioning for president. Dramatic pauses, big hand waves, and that smug, a no-better smile. But while he plays leading man, California's the blooper reel. Homelessness sky high, businesses fleeing, and regular folks paying Beverly Hills prices to live in a Gotham remake.
I'll be in the car.
Yes, I think you've done enough this evening. You can take the rest of the week off.
Thank you.
Charlie,
We've all been there, right?
Yes, we have. Yeah, it's noisy in this city.
Every time I look, I just see him going. I'm sorry.
You know, another option it could be, because he's doing the whole rebrand with the podcast and he's trying to...
Tyrus isn't here to polish speeches. He calls it raw. Newsom brings the gloss. Tyrus brings the grit. Picture it. Newsom struts in, chest out, hair shining, bragging California's thriving. But the reality? San Francisco and LA look like open-air experiments in human suffering.
Yeah.
He's negotiating with a deaf prostitute.
Yeah.
Let's just stick with that.
Yeah.
More likely.
Yeah.
Maybe you could California while you stop by. 2 shows, you should be able to do that.
Hey, you know what? Real funny. So the other night, I got like 3 weeks ago. Time flies when you work. I get a text at 2 o'clock in the morning from the president who says, "Hey, bro, I just filled California up with water. Governor's pissed," and sent pictures. LOL post. Who doesn't love this president?
Tyrus cuts through. How does a so-called utopia look more like The Walking Dead? Tyrus doesn't do polish, he does real. Newsom struts in, shining like Hollywood, bragging California's golden. But the truth? LA and San Francisco look like zombie sets. Tyrus cuts through the gloss. Paradise promised, Walking Dead delivered.
You can watch it. Look at the blinking. Blink, look. Meet me at the house. Like, he's blinking. He's sending. I'm getting there. Hey, just so you know, I'm not wearing pants.
Ew.
And then, look, he's blinking. And then eventually, the camera guy, realizing that he's signaling him, so he gets appalled, leans back, camera comes down, and then we're back to this. I'll do this for you. You do this for me a little. So he's saying whatever he's going to say. There it is. See? They couldn't hold him back. He's like, I'm not on film. Oh, I'm not. Nope.
That moment summed up Newsom. Rules for us. Perks for him. While people eat frozen pizza in sweatpants, he's sipping fine wine, saying, "We're all in this together." Tyrus doesn't dress it up, he ridicules it. Homelessness, crime, gas prices out of control. California feels like punishment, not privilege. And people listen because he's saying what they live every day.
Well, speaking of I'm sorry, I'm confused. He's still governor, right?
Yes.
So he could do something about it. That's the most irritating thing, is that why did anyone say with a follow-up where he's like, the homeless situation is ridiculous? Follow-up question, aren't you governor?
Yeah.
Like, that's the difference. That's the difference between the radical left and President Trump. He'll talk about something as...
The fallout. Delicious. Everyday people nod. Finally, someone's saying what they think. Critics scramble to spin, defend, or dismiss Tyrus as just entertainment. But when a guy known for body slamming makes more sense than the governor of America's biggest state, the emperor has no clothes. That's the beauty. Tyrus doesn't need a 200-page report. He just points at the mess and says what everyone's already thinking.
He's playing with us. Meet me at my house. You get mine. I get yours. It'll work out.
Paul, are they capable of soul searching? It feels like the party itself has no soul.
Yeah, no, they have no soul. You know, it's a really interesting statement. If you just kind of, you can break it in two. He spends the whole first part of that saying, we lost because this. Essentially what he says is, folks, we were on the wrong side of every issue.
Tyrus cuts through California's shiny sales pitch. Forget drone shots of beaches. He points to the tents under bridges, boarded up shops, and families choosing between rent or camping in the park. And the kicker? On the leaderboard of dysfunction, California's in the finals. Then comes the hypocrisy. Newsom dining fine while his citizens can't even grab a coffee without restrictions.
He's going to go up and say, listen, I'm going to sign an executive order to stop homelessness, and here's how we're going to do it. Bam, 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 done. The border, done. 5 days later, 99%, no one's crossed. They're standing at the border like, you go. No, that, you go. Like, no one wants to.
That infamous dinner, Newsom caught at a Michelin star spot with lobbyists, while Californians canceled weddings and funerals. He's eating truffle pasta like rules don't apply. Tyrus won't let it fade. He mocks it, painting the scene. Dim lights, pricey wine, laughter inside, while the rest of California sat at home watching sourdough tutorials. Hypocrisy, this absurd doesn't need exaggeration. It writes its own punchline.
I came into that recall campaign still arguing that all politics is local. I still had a romantic notion of that. I intellectualized that a lot of our politics and the discourse was national. I didn't fully appreciate how nationalized our politics have become. In so many ways, that shape-shifted a lot of what we're doing and who I am today. But this last year, these last 6-7 months, this is something altogether different.
Here's the beauty of Tyrus. He makes people laugh while they nod. California's problems aren't stats. They're lived realities. Rising crime, gas prices that feel like mortgages, and homeless encampments in neighborhoods. Leadership isn't speeches, it's results. And Tyrus, he points at the cracks in the foundation and makes them impossible to ignore.
Yeah, his hands are just weird, though, Tyrus. They're always doing funky things.
Yeah, I thought it had something to do with the California budget cuts and stuff, since they didn't have a hearing impaired transitioner anymore. I'm not paying money for that. I'll do it myself.
Tyrus reminds everyone, California has beauty and resources, yet can't keep the lights on or stop families fleeing for cheaper groceries. He speaks like the guy at the gas station, not a podium. Californians feel vindicated. Finally, someone says what they're thinking. Maybe it's time to admit the glossy brochure doesn't match reality, and leaders spend less time posing and more time solving problems.
So,
A little bit of bubble.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if you were the sign person for the TV going...
No, he reminds me there of, remember the guy who did the sign language at Mandela's funeral?
It's accountability. California's been running on vibes for too long. And the worst part, people aren't shocked anymore. Scandals, double standards, disconnect, they've become routine.
In the White House, this is one of the first things I would do. clean up your streets. Instead of sending our military men and women out to other places to make other countries safe, make our streets safe. How is this an argument? If you don't like it, what's not to like? Other than that, you have to tip your hat to the orange devil. That's the problem. Then you know what? Find a way, like, make it your own. Like, no, you will not bring in 1,500 National Guards. We will only allow 1,200. And then call it a clean up your neighborhoods. Leave the politicians out to go out on the waterfront at 6 o'clock in the morning. But notice he wasn't filming him.
When Tyrus unloads, the Emperor's robe disappears. The comedy hits, but the truth stings. If he can dismantle Newsom's polished image, what happens when the gloss fades completely? All that's left: broken promises, empty storefronts, and leaders caring more about their brand than the people. California may sparkle on Instagram, but Tyrus shows the raw, unedited reality.